Hi you guys, it's good to see you. Hey, we're here for the second part of the Mr. Maker and the Lego boat story. We're going to finish the story this time. I know some of you didn't like that I stopped the first one short, but not today. Tommy, Sarah, and little boy were at the shore of the lake. Do you remember that? And they were waiting and thinking because Hedgy the Hedgehog had jumped into the Lego boat they made and took off into the middle of the lake. They knew they had to rescue him, but how? How are they going to do it? They were thinking. Mr. Maker reminded them how God's given them creative minds and imagination, so they should be able to come up with something. Well, Tommy said to little boy, climb up on my shoulders. Of course, little boy loves that. So he climbs up on his shoulders and he said, yeah, hand him the binoculars. Little boy felt pretty special because he got the binoculars and he started to look around. What am I looking for? See if you can find Hedgy. There he is. Well, out in the middle of the lake, Hedgy was out there, was waving and yelling. He's way out in the middle of the lake, little boy said. Okay, well, how are we going to get out there? Well, Sarah said, you guys, I have an idea. What's that, Sarah? We made a Lego boat, so why couldn't we make a real boat? Mr. Maker goes, that's a pretty good idea. So they start grabbing long pieces of wood and they put them close together. And then one of the kids grabbed some big, long, strong grass that was sitting next to the side of the lake. And they used the grass and weaved it in and out of the pieces of wood. And well, it took them a while, but they finally got this thing that looked like a boat, but it was a pretty ugly boat, I want to tell you. Well, when it was done, they looked at each other and Mr. Maker said, okay, who's going to try it? Well, of course, all three of the kids said, I want to. So they get on top of this boat with their life jackets on, nice and zipped up, and the boat sunk a little bit. Not all the way. It was floating. Their feet were all dangling over the edge, and they started to float. And they said, well, how are we going to get out there? And the kids said, let's put our hands like a cup and start to row. And they all work together. Little boy goes, work together. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And they slowly got out to the Lego boat. Hedgy was going, let me jump in, let me jump over there. He said, no, don't, Hedgy, you'll fall in the water. Well, little boy then looks at him and said, I have something. And he reaches down next to him. When he got in the boat, he brought something. It was a rope. And he grabs the rope, and Sarah said, what are you going to do with that, little boy? He says, watch. And he grabs it and he starts whipping it around like this. Catch it, Hedgy, catch it. And he throws it over to Hedgy the Hedgehog. And Hedgy grabs the rope and hold on tight. And all the kids started to row. And they were pulling Hedgy and the Lego boat all the way back to the shore. Well, they got to the shore. They looked at each other and they were so excited. And guess who was standing there? Mr. Maker. Kids, you were pretty smart. That was good thinking. You know, when you were out there, I was praying to God that you'd get Hedgy, and I knew you would. I also prayed for your safety, and it looks like my prayers were answered, weren't they? And the kids all laughed. They sure were, Mr. Maker. And they looked at Hedgy and said, Hedgy, did you learn a lesson too? And Hedgy looks at him. Yeah. What's that? Well, I guess I shouldn't jump in something without asking, huh? No, I think that's a good idea. That's one lesson you learned. He said, thanks for rescuing me. And he said, you're welcome, Hedgy. And he said goodbye and ran back out into the forest. And the kids looked at Mr. Maker and he said, Mr. Maker, this has been quite an adventure. He said, well, listen, if you make something else, come and share it with me. I love seeing how you guys make things. They said, okay. They said, goodbye, Mr. Maker. And they walked on their way home. And Mr. Maker in the distance waved to them. Bye, kids.